Hello, this is Nick, and I want to just thank you for coming to this podcast today. And I want to speak on the underbelly of the murderous radicalization of our people in Nigeria. What we are facing today is not a coincidence. Over the years, the Nigerian government has failed in its role and responsibility of building a progressive and a cohesive society, a society that have welfare program to help the needy and to train her citizens. So because of this failure of government, there are a lot of idle minds for radicalization to thrive on. And there are a lot of people that are ready to put their life on the line because the society has not helped them. Around them, the rich are getting richer unjustly. And these people have found a way to take revenge on the society. But there's a particular story that ran on Sahara Reporters. It's about a particular Islamic cleric who has put a bounty on the head of a pastor. I will show the picture on the screen. I don't know what the name of the Islamic cleric is, but of note is the fact that this Islamic cleric have put a bounty on the head of a pastor. He even increased this bounty from ₦1 million to ₦2 million, calling on this pastor to be killed. You remember people like Abu Hamza in London. He was repatriated to the United States and he was locked up because he was full of incitement, inciting the citizens to commit crime or in the name of religion. And it was just this kind of behavior that led to his extradition to the United States. And he's now facing a jail term in the United States. What I want to say is this: these people constitute the underbelly, the infrastructure in place. There are not just this one cleric, a lot of them. Because what is happening in Nigeria right now are people taking laws into their hands and killing innocent people. A lot of these people have a fanatical belief that as they do this, they are either fighting for their God and that will land them into heaven because of what they are doing. To make it worse, these people are being granted a free access to live again in society inside the so-called rehabilitation program of the Nigerian government, which is really a frightening occurrence. I want to give you examples of people who are falling into the teaching over allegations that might not be true. In this case, he has alleged that the pastor insulted the prophet Muhammad. He also dares the SS to arrest him if they can do anything about it. Let us not forget about people who are falling victim to such incitements. If you take your mind back, you have people like Deborah Samuels, 21-year student who was killed in Sokoto over alleged blasphemy. That was in May 2012. And you have the case of other notable killings in our country over blasphemy. You have Amaye, a food seller in Niger State, who was killed in August 2025 over the same blasphemy. Because they just come and say, you have committed blasphemy. The mob will not ask any question and they will go on ahead to kill such a person and just burn them. You have the case of 3 people in January 2025 that were killed following a blasphemy accusation against a Christian trader. You have Usman Buddha in Sokoto, June 2023. It was also noted that somebody alleged that Usman Buddha have committed blasphemy, and it was later discovered that he put that blasphemy accusation up to settle a personal grudge against Usman Buddha. But it was too late because the person was killed over this accusation. Let us not forget Bridget Agbahime in June 2016. A 74-year-old Christian market trader was also killed over blasphemy accusation in our country. And we have the Bichi riots of November 12, 2012. 4 people were killed over allegations that a Christian tailor had blasphemed during a conversation. So it continued. You have the cartoon riots that happened in France in 2006. Because of what happened in France, the Muslims in northern Nigeria saw that as a means to vent their hatred on their fellow Nigerians. And about at least 15 people were killed in northern Nigeria over something that happened in France. So going forward, you equally have the Miss World riots in 2012. Approximately 250 people were killed in Kaduna over the fact that the Miss World is blasphemous. 250 Christians have to be killed in Kaduna. 250 people killed over something that they deemed blasphemous. Why I do not support the fact that anybody should take lightly the religion of others, Muslims equally do the same against Christian deities and other deities. They are not burnt alive, they are not killed. A country like Nigeria have got the rule of law. Before you come out with any accusation, you let the court take hold of the process of the law, whether the person is guilty or not guilty. And if the person is found guilty, the person should be punished according to the law of the land. Nigeria is not owned by Muslims. Nigeria is not owned by any religion. It is a secular society. If you practice your faith, practice it in your bedroom. If you think you have the right to take the law into your hand, there will be consequences. Unfortunately, in our country, we are ruled by people we do not know because they are aliens. Because none of these people were voted into power, they bought their way into office, and also do not do the will of the people. Nigeria is a secular society and we love our secularity. If you hold your religion there, other people have religions. So the idea that people will go ahead and kill others over allegations that are not proven, people burnt alive, killed horribly, it is undemocratic, it's unlawful, it's wickedness of the highest order. And we advise that people like that should just stay out of such evil. And people who doctrinate them to do such despicable acts are not helping our people move forward. They are not helping our country develop as a country of law and order. Law and order benefits everyone. So we must strive as Nigerians to evolve a society where the rule of law excel above superstition, religion, and whatever beliefs and ideas you hold. The law supersedes everyone. The law should be on top of our society. The rule of law should be preeminent in our society. A society where people take laws into their hands are barbaric. But I want to equally ask too that because of this type of wickedness and targeted killings happening in our country, because every day you hear the case of killings in our country, that if you are a Christian in our country, please protect yourself. If you find yourself in the midst of people you do not know, learn to protect yourself. The churches should arm themselves to protect themselves against this kind of people. I've seen churches being raided and people killed. Protect yourself, especially in northern Nigeria. Your life is not safe. Protect yourself because the government have not protected our society. The government have left an opening for people who do not mean well to run amok in our society. The government is not helping and they have no intention to help. So if you live in northern Nigeria in the midst of all this, please do everything you can to live peaceably with your neighbor, but try to arm yourself and to protect yourself because our country does not offer any meaningful protection. Well, I want to thank you for listening to this podcast and I urge you to follow me, subscribe, and share. And thank you for listening to it. Thank you. Bye.